Welcome once again this wonderful day, this being 23rd of May. Today we are so glad to have you and so privileged that today in our global humanitarian movement media house, we are having our counselors that always are here every time we needed on them. Anytime you need counseling sessions, they are here for us. And we are glad that today on my right hand, I have my sister Jane. On my left, I have my brother Victor.
Thank you.
They are here today that they want us to share the ideas. And remember, month of May is all about mental health. Now, how is mental health affecting us? And this year, we as global humanitarian movement also come up with a theme of this discussion that we are going to have today. We are saying that mental health matters and healing minds, building hope. That is our theme of this year. And now to start up with, I'll start with my sister Jen. Please, briefly just give us how well do you understand mental health to the average common mwananchi?
Mental health. Mental health, it's a common name.
Yeah.
And people talk of mental health. But when someone talk of mental health, it simply says there is mental illness.
Mental illness, uh-huh.
So to begin with, we have to accept that there is mental illness, and that's why we are talking of mental health.
Uh-huh.
Now, mental illness, sometimes people have also confused it only to be like schizophrenic patient or bipolar patient. And for you to get to that, there is a process for you to get to that level. And so when we are talking of mental health, we are trying to prevent the person not to get to that point.
Not to get to that point.
And the point here we are talking of, the stresses.
The stresses.
People just see stress and it's like, it is not alarming.
It's not alarming.
It's just... Yes, it is like a common thing. And sometimes people also do not realize that they are going through some stress. There are so many things that can make us to have stress, maybe from the family level. That is when you are getting conflicts. And when people have conflicts, they don't realize that that conflict can go to that extent.
Sure.
But a conflict which is constant, finally it will bring in some mental breakdown.
Wow, that's so wonderful and so engaging. And now I'll go to my brother Victor.
Yeah.
Please, how do you, according to you, your understanding, how do you understand mental health in simple terms?
Yes, mental health is everything that concerns your thinking, your emotions, and how you handle life. Like Jane has explained, that mental health is opposite of mental illness.
Mental illness, I love that.
Yes. Now, when we are talking about mental health, we mean people should be in a position where their thinking is right, their emotions are regulated, and they are able to operate in a normal way in their daily lives. Because when this is affected, then you will discover that you can't operate normally. You can't think normally. Your emotions cannot be normal if there is a problem.
So lazima, your mind should be right. That's when you think right.
Yeah.
That is what mental health is. Now, also want to understand on these, we can also share this one because the people maybe will be outside there, will be asking questions. Why is mental health just as important as physical health?
It, like I said, it affects how you think.
How you think.
Affects your emotion and how you operate every day. Now, the same way we eat our food for our physical health, your mind should also be healthy for you to be able to operate normally. You can imagine, I want to give an example like a healthy person will sleep for between 7, 8, 9 hours. Okay. Now, when you have mental health issues or what you call mental illness, you can oversleep or you undersleep. Now, from that alone, from that example alone, your normal daily operation is interfered with. You can imagine you are a mother with small babies and you are sleeping for 23 out of 24 hours. There's a problem. So the same way we are able to take care of our physical bodies, we should be able to take care of our mental health because it affects how we actually live.
Wow, that's wonderful. So, Jen, are you saying this one that, he has brought in a word that's really is so impressive. So, anyone who oversleeps, not just normal timing of sleeping, that shows that also that person has started to suffer from mental health?
Yes, yes. Sleep is a very key indicator of how you are functioning mentally. If you're sleeping for over 12 hours, what does that one tells you? If you have a child who was going to school, you'll not be there to prepare the child.
Right.
So there is a problem. If maybe there is some food that you needed to prepare for this child to take, then there is no one to do that. It is simply means there is a problem. And that sleep, not that you didn't want to sleep, you find yourself sleeping. So meaning you cannot operate alone. You have to have someone else who will help you because your sleeping patterns are not good. Or maybe you do not have the sleep. If you do not have the sleep, you need to go and work. You've not slept the whole night. What will happen to your place of work? You are fatigued, so you cannot, you'll be so much irritable with your colleagues. Anybody asking a question, you feel like they are getting into your nerves. Not that you really want it, but it's because you didn't get enough sleep.
This is wonderful. Now, my brother Victor, what really inspired you to pursue counseling and mental health support as a profession?
Well, just the need to be there for people. I began from teaching, and I gave my 8 years of the first 8 years of my career into teaching, and especially young children. So I saw the need a lot. There was always a case. There was always an issue. And it inspired me to seek more help, to seek understanding on how you can be able to be there for people. Yes.
Wow. That's so wonderful. Now, this one leads me to another thing that, before we get there, Jen, also maybe you can tell us what really, what made you to pursue counseling as a profession?
It has been a journey.
Yeah.
When I was still a young girl, I realized I was so much into the ministry. And at one point, I was dealing with the new believers. And at that time, they could bring in so many issues to me, as much as I was young, and as much as maybe I could use the biblical kind of counseling, but I was not adequate. And there was also no counselor who could do that. So those things were overwhelming. And then I began to serve with the ministry for the children, that is KSCF. So when I was still dealing with the students and the people that I was with, I realized that I had a very big gap. And so to me, when I was going or thinking of counseling, it's because I had realized a gap.
A gap was there. So
but that gap, which you're thinking that you're doing it, you realize that you're not going to meet the gap, but first of all, you deal with yourself.
Deal with yourself first before you fill the gap.
Yes.
Oh, I love that. It's so wonderful.
Yeah.
Now, let's get into now deeper of this one. The realities of mental health, right? And how it's affecting our community. Now, to this one, I want us to share our thoughts now. What are the most common mental health challenges we are currently encountering in our societies? My brother Victor?
Well, many things are happening. By the even before we come to the specific mental health issues, we have pressure among the young people. There's pressure of online life. You want to compare yourself,
to
you know, compare yourself to someone you see. No one is poor online.
Right.
I always make a joke that when you go online in Kenya, everyone went to the University of Nairobi.
I'm telling you.
Even though I went in real life, but you will see everybody. Even your villagers, never passed primary school.
But they're all university.
University of Nairobi. That's just a joke, okay? So there's the issue of the pressure to measure up to the other people. There's the economic pressures, unemployment, so many graduates without jobs. Demands from back home. There's expectation that because you are a graduate, you should be able to have a job. You should be established by a particular age, and so many other things. Now, we have so many cases of anxiety, so many cases of, depression, so many cases. You'd be shocked that very, very young children are depressed. And in our society, not very many parents are able to diagnose that maybe this thing needs help. They will think the child is acting up and react maybe by punishment, shouting at the child, not knowing that maybe this one needs a professional to look at. So yes, there are so many issues, so many.
Jen, what's your view on that? What are some of the common challenges that we are having in our communities today?
The challenges are there. To begin with, we have absent parents. Parents who are always on move, looking for money, because we have got bills to pay, you have the rent to pay, there is school fees, and so you don't have time for the children. So who is taking care of your children? The house help.
The house help?
So the house help doesn't have much to tell the children. Actually, the children are the ones who will be demanding, and it's like, we are home, intimidating this girl. So these children, you'll never be told anything. Even if they want to go online and not do the homework, the house girl has got no power to control them. So they will do what they want because they are home, and the house girl does not have power. Now, by the time the mother is coming, she's also very tired, or the father is tired. Sometimes you got late, you want to go for business meetings, and so when you're coming home, you already have the stress from work. You could be also working in a very stressful office, whereby you are trying to juggle one or two, not forgetting there are also other issues at home, and without realizing, you find yourself that the stresses are building up because your stressors are so many. Now, when you come home with that child, you are not even asking about the homework or whatever. It's like, Fulani washarara. So them, they're already asleep, and it's okay, you continue. The child go back to school, and it's like the punishment from the teacher. Or maybe they keep on, they sweet talk the house girls to do the homework for them.
Their behalf.
So this child begins to become lazy. They are not accountable to anyone. And with the time, this child will not have a way of communicating. The communicating skills will be very poor, such that the way they know how to talk, it is through manipulation. You have to do this for me to do this, because that is the language they have learned at home to manipulate the house girl. Now, this person will never fit in the society, because their way of communicating has a problem. And so they begin to think on how to go about it. So when they are thinking on how to go about it, you get them going to drinking, or maybe they are in other drugs, or they are in other companies that make them feel like they are making it. Without realizing, you get that issues are taken out of hand in that family.
I love that, just what you've just said about concerning the absent parents. That one, I think it's more deep about that.
Yes.
Because with the current situation of the economy around the globe, every person is removed. So you will agree with me that most parents really, they're absent for their children,
Yeah.
for their own family, even for their husbands.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure if everyone is busy looking for something, then you'll be absent for something else.
Yeah.
And then this one becomes a trigger that brings in stress. Maybe you've not met a certain demand, you've not met a certain bill, so it becomes, you see. So Victor, what's your take about that? Absent parents.
Yeah, very common in our society today. There was for a long time there was a push that everybody in the family should be working.
Yes.
Ladies should be working just as well as men. But even beyond that, there's the increased demand because life is actually hard economically. So you will find that maybe one parent is working outside the country, in another town, and it creates that kind of gap. So there's a part, by the way, there's an emotional need of a child that can only be filled by a parent. You know, and at different ages, there is a specific need for a parent of a particular gender. Now, you know, we also have in our issues the issues of single parenthood, you know, broken marriages, you know. So yeah, it will create that gap. And then many times, like she mentioned before, apart from house girls, our children are largely today being brought up by TV. TV, so internet.
The internet has taken the center of, you know, the parents, they have bought phones in their houses, so they give to the children. Yeah,
they are trying to make the child quiet. You know, the child is bothering you. You still have work. You are from the office.
You give the games. You just get the gadget. The child is crying. You leave the child with the phone doing the game.
Not to understand really why the child is crying.
Oh,
exactly. So you see, and then in online life, you really don't know what they are learning. They are learning everything. But then there were cases sometimes in the past where some games where children were being told to do things up to a level where they kill themselves.
Wow.
There have been reported such cases. They are showing you do this, now cut yourself, and they're doing it. You know, so those are the dangers that are there. Your child will be groomed into using drugs. Your child will be groomed, you know, into cultism. You know, your child will be taught language that is not probably spoken in your house.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
And then that pressure I mentioned back, where how come so this person that I'm seeing online, who is my age, is always flaunting these beautiful vehicles, and you know, that kind of competition, you know. So all these things, they will lead to hopelessness, feelings of loneliness, you know.
So in that line, that one is the reason as to why majority of young people, they're engaging in drugs, maybe drugs abuse and all that, and it leads to depression. Which is making most of them they're dying.
You know, drugs is like an escape. A child will be having pressures that they don't know how to put a language to.
Okay.
So the easiest escape would be drugs. And sex. It's an
Actually, by
escape.
the time they are going for drugs and that unconsented sex, it's because they are already in a problem.
Problem.
Yeah. That's why he's saying it's an escape, because they are already trapped and they are trying to get out of it. So that one, before they get to that, there is a problem. So, that is where counseling comes in, that one needs to take care of them before they go now to drugs.
Now the young people who are listening, they are following to this one. You know, I'm very sure that those young people, you know, mostly they're the ones on the social media. They're the ones, you know, with the phones. They want to know how are young people and families being affected emotionally in today's fast changing world?
You know, if I just come in, young people need direction.
Yes.
They need direction. And even though we know, we have talked about the issues of absent parents, the pressures they have to handle, young people should just be shown that there is a way out.
Yes.
There should be a way out as a society. You know, whatever you are going through, you are not alone. Many other people are going through it, and you should know that there is help. You should know that there is an adult you can reach out to help you.
Yes.
In many schools today, especially high schools, I'm sure, there is always a department of guidance and counseling. So there's one avenue you can start. You in your school, go to the guidance and counseling teacher. They should be able to offer some help, or if they're not in a position to, they can do a referral to the right people who can help you. Many people go to churches, religious institutions. Again, you can search for help. You can start from there. I'm saying a starting point. I'm not saying you'll be helped there 100%,
Right.
but when you speak to an adult there, they should be able to help you. And if they can't, they can refer you to the next person. Also, you can always approach your parent. I've seen cases.
Now, on that of approaching of the parents.
Yes.
Because now, Jen just talked about absent parents.
Yeah.
Now that a parent comes from work, he's so tired, he's so exhausted.
Yeah.
How will these young people approach these parents, Jen, on that?
It's a bit tricky because once you've not built a rapport with your child when they are still young, even by the time they are becoming teenagers, they may not be able to come to you because they don't know how to relate with you. So sometimes children, and especially children of that age, they like moving with the children of their
higher age.
Of their age, because they want to feel at par. That's why you see, even if it is dressing, I want to buy like the one for so and so, because they want to feel at par. Now, at that time, children at that age, that we are talking of teenagers, they can support you even if they want to commit suicide. You support their friend. I want to kill myself. Kaimi, I want to support you. So how do we go about it? No, I want to hang myself. So how do we do it? And
so one will bring
they will help you, so that they're helping a friend. They are so much committed to their relationship.
I love this one. This one is becoming so.
Now, there was a point I was mentioning about approaching parents. I've been fortunate enough to be a counselor in a local secondary school in our neighborhood. You find cases, especially the case of abuse. Girls who are being abused probably by their uncles. Because there's this very common thing in marriages, and I'm not saying this to support a particular gender or not, but I've seen a case where in a marriage setup, the woman, the wife, there are two parents are there. The wife does not accept the relatives of the husband, but she accepts her own relatives. Now, I've seen cases I've handled, these are real cases I've handled, where a real uncle is abusing the girl. Now, this girl is afraid of telling the mom because she's saying the mom will be angry at me.
And the uncle has done something.
I've also seen a case where a child is being abused by a stepdad. A stepdad. Now, she's afraid of telling a parent. So, in this case, I was saying, you try to let them know. But in a case where you can't maybe approach this parent directly, there are these other trusted adults. I mentioned a teacher, a guidance and counseling master, there is a pastor. If there is an uncle you trust from elsewhere, because it is very, very hard to diagnose this kind of abuse I'm talking about. Because remember, it's being done by the way, when you talk about sexual assault against children, over 70%, it is said, are by people that are known.
People that are known.
That are known to the child, probably to the parent.
And don't forget also, you can also get maybe a teacher or a school bus driver abusing a child.
Sure.
And they will do it either in school or either in that bus.
It is rarely by a stranger, rarely.
Rarely by a stranger, but mostly it's happening by the people you know.
So actually this one, it's alarming as a society. This is something that people should be on look at.
Especially that brother you trust, that your nephew you trust. Those ones are always the first one to abuse your children. They are always the first. I've seen this many, many times. Is that person you trust that cannot even be corrected, Even it can even be from the side of the husband. The husband, then there is his brother's child. What do you call that? Nephew. Is trusted by the family, but is the one assaulting a child who is probably 10 years old.
Even a grandfather.
Yeah, even a
And
grandfather.
not only the girls,
Yeah.
they
Even
can
boys.
also sodomize the boys.
Even boys.
Like in this scenario, you can find yourself, you're having your child and you're traveling by bus. There are still some men who also do that to children. Unaenda, mama nikusaidie, and you let the, yes. Kumbe the man has got ill intention towards this child. And it can be either a male or a girl.
Jen and Victor, I want you just to hold on there.
Yeah.
Viewers and our people, I want you to get back. After the break, we want to get deeper into this so that we get it right. So thank you for following. And keep following, keep sending the messages, text, and ask questions. Thank you as we come to the next session.